Hello and welcome to the Fit and Fabulous podcast at any age. I am Brooklyn, your host today. I'm here with my two co-hosts. I've got my mom here, Camille, who's a coach for Fierce Queen Fitness, and Coach Dakota as well, my sister, who's also a coach for Fierce Queen Fitness. Today, I wanted to give more tactical help and solutions for you guys, for the listeners, because I just feel like a lot of our podcasts are like really emotional, which are great, but sometimes we need like something lighter to listen to. And so today we're going to be talking about strategies and things that have worked for us and helped us stay on track. Um, so we're going to do things that personally work for each one of us and maybe like things that have worked for our clients as well. So let's go ahead and just start with like the food prep and the food portion of it, because I feel like that's the one most women struggle with the most. Is they're like, A, I don't know what to eat, or B, I know what to eat, but I can never seem to stick with it. So I'll let you guys start. Like, what does food prep realistically look for you guys?
Go ahead, Mom.
Oh, okay. Well, I stay at home. So I work out in the gym and then I come home and I'm always able to I cook my food every day, like what I want to eat. So it looks very different than what Brooklyn and Dakota does, or what they do. I have my favorite meals that I like. Like before I go to the gym, I do oatmeal and protein powder. Super simple. I need to have a somewhat of a full stomach when I hit hard weights. And then I come home and I've got my meals all planned out. I have to have all my food ready to go and in the fridge, and I know exactly what I'm going to eat other than dinner time, because I cook for myself and my husband, and now my daughter's gone. But yeah, I really do have my set foods that I like and my set treats that I like. So yeah. Anyways, Dakota.
That's good. We'll dive into that a little bit later of like what those are, because then you can give people some like ideas too of like what you do. But that's what works for you, and that's totally fine. Like I have some clients that also works for them. I work from home, so that works for me sometimes, but not for all things. So what works for you, Dakota?
So I work in a hospital 4 days a week. On top of that, I take call. Like, I'm pretty busy. I'm not at home all the time, very rarely. So
Yeah.
I have 2 days a week where I prep my food. And what it looks like is I usually protein prep is what Brooklyn actually likes to call it. But it's pretty much I have like certain meats that I like. Usually I have chicken, usually I have a leaner cut of steak, and then either I'll do like ground turkey or leaner ground beef, and I have those cooked up. And then I create my meals from those. So my meals, I pack them when I go to work. So I work 4 days again in a row. And so what I do is I my breakfast I'll make the night before, but then I eat, how many is it? Snack? I eat 3 meals at work because I work 10-hour shifts. So my breakfast I eat at home, and then my first snack is oatmeal and protein powder, and I have that pre-made. I make these all the day before I head to work. And then my second meal is lunch, and so it's steak and sweet potatoes. And then my third snack is it's chicken, rice, and barbecue sauce, and I add avocado to that. And then I also will add other food if I'm like extra a little bit hungry. Like, and I'll just keep food with me just in case. But I have 3 meals that I take. And I say snack, but they're actual, let's be real.
They're
They're
meals.
meals because that's what makes me feel full and feel good. It's not like a cheese stick. It's an actual
Yeah.
meal.
That goes right through me. I know. I just
Yeah.
told Jordan yesterday, I said, I can't do protein. I'm at the point in prep right now where I have to stop eating protein bars because
Mm-hmm.
they don't do anything for me. I
Mm-mm.
eat it and I'm like, I'm hungry still.
Literally
So
10 minutes,
that's
and I'm like, I'm hungry. When's my next
like,
meal?
where's the steak and the sweet potatoes? Yeah, Dakota,
Yeah.
I love your food prep's very similar to mine, except for the only time I leave the house is like for sports for Brecken. So I work from home, which is really nice. So I don't have to like package my food, but I do bulk prep because I don't have time during my day to like actually make food. I barely have 10 minutes in the morning to like even cook my eggs. So I do something similar to you. I twice a week I do bulk prep my protein and my carbs. So I will do like two protein sources on Sunday. I'll do two protein sources on like Wednesday or Thursday. Um, and then I do like a carb prep. I've been loving sweet potatoes. Jordan's been cutting them for me, so I'm like fine with doing it now because I hated cutting them. They're such a pain in the ass to cut. So I used to only do yellow potatoes, but now I'm sweet potatoes. And that's literally all I do. I literally do like a ground turkey and like a chicken, and that will be like maybe a Sunday, and then like on Wednesday or Thursday I'll do like steak or ground beef and like chicken or whatever I'm craving that week, whatever. And sometimes I honestly just buy whatever's like on sale at the grocery store. Like we have a nice grocery store that like buys local produce and local like animal meat.
Oh wow.
And so whatever they're selling that's like on it like a good price, I will buy that. Like this week I bought pork. Last week I bought a bunch of salmon because the salmon was on sale. Like, so sometimes I just buy whatever's on sale too. And I feel like some women are so worried about like sticking to the same foods, but like it's okay to also like not worry too much about that. And like this is why I like macros versus like meal plans is because if the steak is like $15 a pound, I'm not going to buy the steak. Like that gets a little insane. Unless I'm in peak
Mm-hmm.
week, I'm not going to do that. So I think like kind of, for the women who are like, well, how do I afford all that protein? I had a client, she's got two boys and they're both like, one's like 15 and one's like 17. And I told her to basically shop like at Costco, like she's buying for a football
Oh
team,
yeah,
because she said she'll go grocery shopping and by like Wednesday, the food's gone. She's like, all of it is gone. I'm
I
like, well,
believe
you
that.
probably just need to spend more money and buy more bulk prep. And like, you need to like, instead, she's like, well, I was like, how much protein are you cooking on like Sunday and Wednesday? Because we were doing the protein prep. And she was like, about like 2 pounds. And I like laughed. I thought it was funny. And I said, well, that's funny. I said, I cook more than that. And there's only me, my husband, and like half a human, my 7-year-old. And I said, and I'm cooking like 5 to 6 pounds. And she goes, oh, so I need to be like probably like 10, 11, 12. And I'm like, try it. Worst case scenario, your boys are garbage disposals. They'll eat it. And she did. And she was like, holy crap, I cannot believe how much food they're eating. But also, we're not running out of food anymore. So for those moms who have kids that are older and teenagers, or maybe you have a husband who eats a lot of food, or you have kids that eat a lot, like you need to like double down on your protein cooking. And you don't have to buy, I would say like for you buy the leaner cut of meat for yourself and buy the fattier cuts of meat for your
That's what I was
family.
gonna say.
Yeah, because if not, it gets expensive. If you're buying like a 93.7 cut or steak, like lean petite sirloin for your whole family, holy
Yeah,
shit, that
that'd
gets
be
expensive.
ridiculous.
Like, so what I do is I buy fattier cuts of meat for Jordan and
Hmm.
Brecken, and then I buy leaner cuts of meat for me. So when I cook, so anyways, that kind of, I hope that helps like those women who are like, well, how do I do it for me and my family? Also, I have some clients, what they like to do is that bulk prep. I have them do that for their basic meals. But they want to cook meals for their family almost every night. And I say, okay, that's fine. Just at the beginning of the week, you're going to have to plan ahead of what you're going to make and like pre-log it and pre-plan it, which can be a pain in the ass. But we have a nice app we have our clients use, right, Dakota,
Hmm.
um, that helps them do that. I personally can't do that because I don't want to have to think about cooking dinner every night. It stresses me the hell out. But I do try to cook dinner at least 3 times a week for my family. That's a goal. And that includes Sunday to Sunday. So, yeah, because we're usually doing sports in the evening or we're with friends or something. So, I think like if you're struggling with food prep, you've just got to figure out like what's going to work for you and your family. Do you have, and this is where having a good coach comes into place because your coach should be able to help you strategize this. Are you like my mom? Are you more like at home more of the time where you can be a little bit more flexible? Mom, I'm sure there was a point in your life though when we were all busy and we were all living
Hmm.
at home where you couldn't do what you're doing right now if you wanted to achieve your goals.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure there was a point where you would have had to do more of like what Dakota's doing or what I'm doing. Because like if I ever have to leave the house because Brecken has like a lot of sporting events, I will take my food prep that I have and I do my baggy meals. So I'll just do like some chicken with my sweet potato and I'll put them in a bunch of baggies. So if I'm at a sporting event, I'm not going to the concession stand. I'm just eating what's in my cooler. Um, that works too. So I guess like for you guys, Dakota and mom, like, are there things that you always have prepped in your kitchen, like always like a non-negotiable? And what are those?
Yeah, I mean, kind of starts with the protein. I always have two proteins prepped, like we talked about. Sweet potatoes,
Yeah.
always prepped. When I run out, it's like, oh no. And then rice. Rice is an easy one. If you do not have a rice cooker, get a rice cooker. It literally, you throw it in, it literally makes it for you. Like, you can't mess it up. I mean, you
No.
could. You could, but it's really hard to.
Just
And
follow the
then
instructions on the rice packet. It'll tell you what to do.
no, I mean, I use the minute rice, not like the packets, but like we'll make a bunch at once. And then rice is awesome because Casey will eat a bunch of it at once and it digests quick for him. And so that's great. But yeah, I mean, like you said, Casey will usually do like a fattier meat. We'll do a fattier meat for him, you know, and then our dinners is what varies, you know, but those, I mean, we kind of change it up every night and that looks a little different too. But yeah, my things that I always have on hand is sweet potatoes, rice, two things of meat. Yeah, I'm trying to think what else. I know that there's a bunch
Barbecue
else.
sauce. The G Hughes barbecue
Yeah,
sauce.
I like that. That's
Those are
good.
nice.
Avocados, bananas. What else? Eggs.
Fruit, good
I
food.
always have eggs.
Eggs.
Fruit.
Yeah.
Whole
Eggs.
Foods.
Whole
Cottage cheese.
foods that you have to cook. Yeah. Those are all really good. And a lot of people are like, well, don't
Peanut
you have to
butter.
cook those? That's peanut butter. That's the whole point though. Like, I think like if you're trying to get on track with your food, you have to get into a rhythm of prepping certain foods. Like, and I can't eat like protein after like 3 days, 4 days. It gets a little
Mm-hmm.
like I just can't. So
Yeah.
that's why I have my every 3 days. Like, it's every 3 days. So like every
Yeah.
Sunday, when I always say Wednesday or Thursday, depending on my Thursdays, how busy they are, I'll do it Wednesday, depending. But I would say pick 2 days to do to prep your food like Dakota does. She's got rice. Pick like one or two carb sources, right? And then protein, and then you have eggs, which you can boil. I know you hate boiled eggs, Dakota, but you
Yeah.
can boil eggs. Dakota.
You can
Boiled
travel
eggs,
boiled
and
eggs.
then
Oatmeal and cream of rice.
Oatmeal's
Love
good.
those.
yeah, you guys love your cream of rice. I do love
Lemon
the
rice. Good.
oatmeal packets, like the yeah, you guys love your cream of rice. The oatmeal packets, like the quick ones that you buy at like they're just the plain ones.
Oh, I
Protein
know what you're
powder.
talking about.
We all do the MRE Light by
Oh
Redcon
yeah.
One. You
Yum.
guys use my code FCF, and I think it's like 20% off on their website. So
Is it
yeah.
FCF or FQF?
Oh. I don't know.
You can look
Go to
on
the
her
link
website.
in my bio. It'll tell you the link in my bio on my Instagram. That's so
Because
funny.
Queen starts with a Q.
I know. You're right.
Okay.
You know, I do have to say, the last year, Sierra's last year, it was her senior year, she absolutely loved steak and chicken. And so I don't have that at home now because I'm really not in prep right now. So I can eat really whatever I want. I mean, my carbs and my fats are pretty high. My proteins are pretty high too. But
Oh, you
last
still
year,
track your food,
That's what I was
mom,
gonna
but you're
say.
oh,
not a
You
I
don't
big,
eat
totally,
whatever you want.
oh, no,
yeah,
no.
you can't
I
say that
totally
because then
track my
women will
food.
be like, what?
I want to do
You
what
still,
Camille does.
No, no.
you still
I,
track your
I
food. You're
track my
very on
food.
top
But
of it.
last year, I actually had to have, I didn't have to, but Sierra loved it. She loved it when I would grill steak and chicken. And after I finished my prep, I kept it up because there were a couple times that I left and I'm like, what do you want at home? And she's like, well, I want your steak and chicken. So I would grill those and then I would cut them up and she loved them. She loved having them like Dakota and Brooklyn does in their fridge with sweet potatoes or rice. And so I would just keep those in the house last year. And I don't do that as much right now. I do still track my food. I still have certain meals that I do eat every day, but the kids love having like whole foods like that. They love having meats that they can just grab and have cut up, and it's all ready and it's good. So yeah, that's a perk when you have kids at home. Expensive, but it's super yummy and it's so much better for them than a lot of the stuff that they can just
But
grab
these,
out of the pantry, cold cereal. They actually have good meats and it's so healthy for them. So yeah, Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. That's like what we do at our house. Like if Brecken's like, "Mom, I'm hungry," we do like a snack. I'll do like a snack plate for him. So like I'll do like beef jerky with string cheese and like a cut up apple and like toast and like maybe like a little bit of goldfish. But that's one thing I do for Brecken. So I guess like foods that I keep in our house is very similar to what you do, Dakota. I always have meat cooked. Like it is a priority for me when I come home from a trip. It is one of the very first things that I do when we come home from a trip. I either throw a food in the crock pot or I make sure that I have a little bit of time to just cook it. If I don't have time, I'll ask Jordan to do it. Like I have a grill though. I can literally go throw it on the grill while I'm working. Like I always say like if you don't have time, you can find time. You either spend 20 minutes scrolling through Instagram or TikTok or whatever, or you spend 20 minutes cooking food. When we came back from our trip from like Disney World, we were gone for 10 days. That was so long. And
That's
we
long.
came back and my husband's mom was in town, and when they come into town because they live on the other side of the country, it is every single day we're with them. And so I didn't really have any spare time. And so as soon as we got home, the first thing I did, I have frozen steak in my freezer. So anytime steak goes on sale, I'm a crazy person. I'm like, I'll go to our grocery store and I will buy like $100 worth of steak and I freeze it because I know if we get home like in the evening, I can just like unthaw it overnight and then I can cook it the next day on the grill. Right? That's one thing that works for me. I also like frozen chicken breasts and I can throw those in the crock pot. Like easy, like so easy things. Like you don't need to overcomplicate your food prep. Like food prep does not need to be stressful. Just think of like a few things that you could maybe throw in your freezer and a few things that you could like maybe keep fresh. But like I always say keep things in your freezer just in case for like those times you come home from a trip. And then keep things fresh too. So like I always have frozen meat and I always have fresh meat. And does it get expensive? Yeah, but it's also freaking expensive right now. Going out to dinner. It's like
It's so
15, $20
expensive.
a plate. And they give
Yeah,
you like 3 ounces of meat.
me and Casey
What
go
the
out to eat.
hell?
It's crazy. When we were first married, it was like $20 for us to go out to eat. And that was like a nice place. And now it's like we're looking like 40, 50 for just the two of us. We get water, we get like basic entries, or entrees. Yeah. And
I actually like that. And what did you say?
entries,
Entries.
Entries?
entrees.
Excuse me, sir. Where are your entries?
But anyways, yeah, it's
That sounds
expensive
really
to eat
fancy.
out
I like
now.
it. Well, and not to mention, like, also so we went out to eat almost every day when we were at Disney, and every time I ordered food, minus like maybe one or two times, I was highly disappointed in the amount of
Hmm.
protein I got. It was like or it was like so little. I looked at Jordan, I was like, what the fuck is this? I was like, I just ordered $15-$20 worth of food, and they give me 3 ounces of like fish or 3 ounces of chicken. I'm like, I'm still hungry. Like, I am literally still hungry. So if you're worried about the money, I always tell my clients, if you're worried about the money, maybe stop going out to eat and start like cooking your food at home. You'll save a ton of money. I go out to eat like maybe once a week, maybe. Even then, unless it's sushi, I don't really care because if I'm gonna go there, it's usually not meat that I love and it doesn't fill me up or satisfy me like sushi does. So anyways, what were we talking about? Okay. So, basics. Basics that we keep. I always keep boiled eggs. I try to keep boiled eggs just in case. Chicken and then like exactly what Dakota does, honestly. We do beef. I do keep beef jerky always. We have beef sticks, beef jerky. That's mostly for Jordan and Brecken. I don't love beef jerky. It really wrecks my stomach.
Hmm.
I do keep protein bars. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Every time I eat it, it hurts my
Oh,
stomach.
it's super high in
I had some
sodium.
just
If you look at
maybe
it,
that's what it is.
yeah.
I know it's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Fruit. I always keep fruit in the house. I always keep apples. Apples, always. Because apples are easy. Like if you're busy and you really don't have time to like grab anything, grab an apple and grab some beef jerky and like that'll give you good protein. I mean, yeah, the sodium, but whatever. And then the
Yeah.
apple, or grab like that's why I always keep chicken. I'd rather eat cold chicken than beef jerky, to be honest, because beef jerky does wreck my stomach. And when I say wreck my stomach, I get sharp pains in my
Mhm.
stomach when I eat beef jerky. So I stopped eating it, but like fruit, I love keeping berries in my fridge. So like I'll buy like
Yes.
raspberries, blackberries, or blueberries. They're
Frozen
easy to
berries.
rinse. Frozen
You do
berries.
frozen berries, yeah.
Frozen berries are great. What else?
I love cottage cheese. I love
Cottage
yogurt.
cheese.
I love to mix them. I think there's so
I
many
love
Those are
yummy.
lamb.
good.
You've what?
You love lamb?
I love lamb.
Not
Yes.
say
Off
that.
of Anchorman?
I love lamb.
I
An
love
old Steve
lamb.
Martin movie. Yes. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I don't know
No,
where
Mom,
you
I
that's
got
love.
off
that
of
from.
Anchorman.
It's off
That's off
what?
of Anchorman.
I love
No, but mom's just
Anchorman.
hearing
Well, it's
things. Okay,
no, no,
mom.
no, no,
So
no.
you
It's
love
off of an
cottage
old movie.
cheese, yogurt,
It's okay. We're gonna go back to this. This is
Lamb.
off an old Steve Martin
lamb.
movie when
I
he
love
starts grabbing
lamb.
everything that he loves, and he walks out the door, and he's like, "Oh no, that's right. I love this chair, and this lamp." So then Anchorman does it, and he's like, "I love lamp." Okay. Anyways, yeah. Sorry.
I wish I had like an editor for these, and I would be like, you need to put the clip in right here of the Steve Martin movie and the Anchorman.
Yep. We
Yeah,
love all those
that's
movies.
funny.
So yeah, I
Those
love
are
my
good
cottage
movies. We just
cheese.
watched that the
I
other
do
night.
so much with that. Oh, you did?
It is good.
Oh, I love Will Ferrell. My gosh. Yeah. Sorry, I
Okay,
totally
so
interrupted you. Go ahead.
we cottage cheese. So Mom, you remind me a lot of like my typical 50-year-old client who hates protein. I have a lot of clients that like they do not like chicken, they do not like steak, they do
Mm-hmm.
not like eggs. I don't know if it's just like you just genuinely don't like it or you just never ate it growing up and like you never ate it like or if I think it's also a hormonal thing too. Maybe you go through certain hormonal shifts and you don't crave those foods anymore. I have a lot of women that genuinely hate meat. They're almost like basically vegans or vegetarians. So, I mean, you're like you do the Greek yogurt, you do the cottage cheese, you do the protein powder, you do eggs, you do like
I
eggs.
do a lot
So
of
that's a
egg
whole food.
white. Yeah.
Um, and
I
oatmeal
actually
and your
love
cream of rice.
yes. I love my meats. I do, but there are times that I cannot stomach a lot of meat. I just can't. And then when I cook food, I a lot of times can't eat it. So that's my biggest thing is I'll cook food, I'll put
Mm.
it and I love crock pot meals. I love doing roast and I'll put potatoes and carrots in it and I keep it clean and really like I do a lot of good spices and it's really yummy. And I do a lot of like Sierra always hated beef stew, and you guys will laugh because yes, beef stew can mean a fart, but I actually really like beef stew, so um, I'll do
Mom
that.
likes
But
meat and she likes beef stew.
I know, I know, yeah, it's so yummy, but I don't like the smell of it in my house, so I I a lot of times cannot eat my food after I cook it. Oh my gosh, I
You need to
just
have someone cook your food. Maybe that's what it is.
it's
That's the
true.
key.
Food is
Like
always better when somebody else cooks
Dakota
it
Dakota
for you.
knows. Casey like totally adores Dakota and like will cook all the meats for her.
I know
But
she
Yeah,
let's
you
be
have to
honest,
come up in the
Casey makes the
smoker.
best meat.
He
he
does
He
smokes
smoker
has
it.
meat.
such like Brecken still's talking about the Thanksgiving prime rib that he made
So
or what
yummy.
was it?
Tri-tip.
Tri-tip.
It was tri-tip.
He's like, Mom, can you try to make it? And I did. I tried to make it during Christmas and it tasted like nothing like it. And Brecken always does it like he was eating it and I was like, Brecken, how is it? And he usually does this, or this. And I'm like waiting for him to chew it, and he's like, like with his thumb. If you're not watching this on YouTube, his thumb was like kind of like this, and I was like, maybe I was like hoping for a thumbs up. You know, this is like when you cook foods for your kids, you just want them to like it. And then he kept chewing it, and it like kind of like it turned, and then he kept chewing it, and he goes, "It's good, but it's not like Casey's." And I was like,
I'll
"Oh,
have to tell Casey that. He'll love that.
I
That's
need to get
funny.
a smoker. I also like smoked meats. So,
I do
That's
too. They're
really
anyways,
good.
good.
Yeah,
Really good.
that
They lock in
was
that flavor.
so delicious.
Oh, so good.
So delicious. So for Dakota and me, I do like my meats. There are some, for some reason, I think it's because I got off that progesterone, my hormones have been kind of regulating. I have not been able to eat steak. Ugh. Like it's been a little weird
Oh.
for me. I don't know what's going on. But I can eat chicken, I can eat pork, I can eat like any like lean meats right now and I'm fine, like eggs. And for my mom, you like your cottage cheese, you like your yogurts, you like and you always keep those. Those are like non-negotiable. You always keep eggs in your house. Protein powder is always a staple. The MRE Light. I know all three of us keep them in our house. I know mom,
Mm-hmm.
you always have like 5 different flavors at your house. And Dakota, you've got yours. Those are really kind of like our simple basic things. So really, like, if you guys notice the common theme between the three of us, protein. We all have different like sources of protein that we might like, but we all keep a lot of protein in our house. So if we get hungry, we pair each meal with protein. And I think that's where a lot of women get stuck is they're like, I'm really like hungry or like they're eating during the day, but they're not like, let's be honest, Dakota, when we have client come on, what is their average protein intake? 50, 60,
Oh,
maybe 70 grams
it's
of
pretty
protein a day.
low. Well, and protein's important.
It's
It
really low.
helps. Yeah, I can never say the word.
Satiate.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
Satiate.
satiation and it satisfies you too. Yeah.
Yes,
It is
Yeah.
good. Yeah, protein's good. It's yeah.
words are hard.
Words are hard, especially on a
How's
Monday
it working out? That's
when we record this. Um yeah, I like those. So like what are your guys's like go-to like staples? Like for me, every day I always eat the same breakfast. Always. I do 2 whole eggs and oatmeal with my protein powder in it. And then I do a cup of coffee when I wake up in the morning. I put like an ounce of Premier Protein, which is pre-made protein. If I have a little bit of it, it does not hurt my stomach. I will do sugar-free salted caramel in the coffee and then
oh,
also like some stevia. And then that's what I have before I walk on my treadmill in the morning. And then as soon as I'm done, I go eat my breakfast with the eggs and the oats. That's a staple for me that I always have every morning. Um, I'm not a huge vegetable eater. I know that's like the worst thing in the world. Everybody's like, do you even eat vegetables? I'm like, no, I really don't. So I do super greens at night before I go to bed to get my phytonutrients in because I really don't eat a lot of veggies during the day. Um, I just don't, I just have never been able to do it. I'm not going to force myself to eat a bunch of veggies during the day. Plus, they make me feel really bloated.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
not
I do
just
eat sweet
bloated, but
potatoes.
some of those vegetables can actually turn my stomach. They can cramp my stomach up. So
Mm-hmm.
you got
Yeah,
to be
like make
careful
me
and
feel like,
know.
like I'm
Yeah.
like maybe that's where I got it. I got it from you, Mom. It's your fault. Jeez. Why were you
You just got to be aware of like what your
that
stomach like, what it can handle. So, and I think each of us have pretty sensitive stomachs. We have through the years,
we do.
and um, I think as you get on a lot of these journeys, you start realizing, okay, so my stomach doesn't feel good eating this. I need to start eating this instead. I can't eat this. It hurts. And so you just
Yeah.
learn what your body can handle and tolerate. And a lot of vegetables, they don't do well in my body. They can make my
Mm-mm.
stomach cramp. So yeah. It's like
Yeah,
you guys
that's it.
are.
That's what it is. It's like, well, and I think a lot of women when they think like, oh, I just need to eat cleaner, I need to eat healthier, like, oh, I need to eat tons of vegetables and like lots of volume.
True.
Maybe that's why you're super bloated. I have a lot of clients that like they're so bloated all the time when they come to me and I'm like, why are you eating 6 cups of broccoli a day or like cruciferous vegetables? And I'm not saying this applies to everybody because I have some clients that can tolerate cruciferous vegetables. They can tolerate like high FODMAP vegetables. But a lot of women, I would say majority of women over the age of like 30, or if they've ever had gut issues or digestive issues or eating disorder history or some type of hormonal issue like PCOS, a thyroid condition, they actually cannot tolerate high FODMAP vegetables, which would be like broccoli, cauliflower, asparagus, peppers.
They can
There's a
hurt.
whole list of them. Go look them up. High FODMAP or low FODMAP foods. but like they can tolerate maybe like squash and like zucchini and like
Mhm.
green beans, and they're fine with those. But
Yes.
I find more often than not, a lot of women are really sensitive to these really high fiber, for almost like really fermented vegetables. Um, so that is one thing I do not keep in my house is like vegetables. I do have frozen veggies I will cook up sometimes, but I'm really terrible about eating veggies. So I do my super greens.
Yeah. If
What
I
Yeah,
about
buy
you,
some
Dakota?
vegetables, vegetables they usually go bad in my house. We just
Yeah.
don't eat them.
We're like the
They just
worst nutritionists ever. Like, we're telling everybody to not eat vegetables. This is when people log off. They're like, these girls are stupid.
No, it's because they
But,
literally
but,
sit
but
so
we,
heavy on my stomach and make me bloated and gassy, and I
yes.
don't feel good.
Dakota, remember when we used to eat the bags of broccoli and then
Oh,
our fiber brownies?
they were so
Yeah. How did
smelly.
we do that?
Oh, girls could be so smelly.
How did we do that, Brooklyn?
So
I
when Jordan went out of town for like 2 weeks, for NutriShop training in California, this was so long ago. I mean, this was like probably 10 plus years ago.
You
Dakota
were in
stayed with me
college,
for
right?
2 weeks because she was in, yeah, she was going to
was in college.
college and I lived in the same town as her. And she stayed with me for like 2 weeks. And every night, I don't know why we did this, but we would like steam a bag of broccoli together, and then we would eat them together, and then this is when it got really bad and our stomachs would hurt every time we did it. We would do these like fiber brownies. We're just straight like psyllium husk and like insoluble and soluble fiber, and you could put eggs in it and like make this like brownie, and then we would eat the
Hmm.
brownies together and we would just fart all night because it was our stomachs hurt so bad. But we just, I don't know. I don't remember why we did it, but we did.
Because
Because we
we
thought we were
were
being
on this
healthy.
journey together, and that's just what you did.
I think I had a coach at the time who wanted me to take this fiber brownie every night. I think
Yeah.
that's what it was. Um, and I don't know why, because I was getting in like a bag of broccoli a night. So
Oh,
Yeah.
talk about a stupid diet.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
I mean,
So
that's how
that's
you
one thing
learn,
none of us
is you
keep
do
in our
those
house.
things.
you
Yeah,
do
that's
learn.
true. We learned not to eat broccoli.
Well, and you learn what your stomach
Yeah.
can handle and what it likes. I mean, there's a lot of foods that, sometimes you just can't tolerate. Your stomach can't tolerate. But yeah, the smell from that broccoli
It's
and
hard
yeah.
though when you're told that it's healthy, because I think a lot of women are like, "Oh, it's healthy. I just need to keep trying to eat it." But your body, I would say if you're getting really bloated after you eat a food, that's a sign that your body's not digesting or absorbing it.
Right.
Why do you keep trying to eat it if you feel chronically bloated and gassy and you've got sharp pains in your stomach?
Yeah, heart pains
That's a
are
sign. So
hard.
one thing none of us keep in our house is vegetables. We do keep fruit. People are
You
like,
know,
how do you get your veggies in? I think you guys all do super greens, right? Mom, you do it. I know. Dakota, you do it, right?
I don't. I just
but
take a fiber
potatoes are really
supplement.
healthy.
Because,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
What? You guys mumbled at the same time and then you both said yeah at the same time, so I didn't catch anything.
Cody, you
What are
go.
what is our main point right now? Woo,
We're
vegetables.
talking about what we keep in our house and what we don't keep in our house. I will say another thing that helps me too is what I do not keep in my house. And Mom, I don't know how you live like this because I've been to your pantry and you've got shit ton
A
of
lot of
shit in
crap.
there. I cannot keep highly bingeable foods. So like for me, I call them red foods to my clients, red light foods. I do not keep red light foods in my house, which when I'm coaching a client on this, which means foods that I know if I'm having a bad day or I know I'm really stressed out or I'm overwhelmed, I'm going to start overeating on them. So for me, a red food is Oreos 100%. I cannot keep Oreos in my house. Um, really like anything peanut butter and chocolate, combination, I cannot keep those. Because like if I'm having a good day, I'm fine. I can look at it and be like, oh, whatever. But like if I just had a really stressful day and then Brecken is like beating me up verbally because he had a bad day, I mean, next thing you know, I'm going to be in my pantry and I'm having an Oreo and Reese's cup sandwich, you know? So like I try not to keep those foods in my house. I do in my freezer have like Yeso bars, like Yeso ice cream bars. I do keep like chocolate in my house. As long as it doesn't magically fall into the peanut butter bowl, that's fine. And what else do I keep? uh like that video I sent you guys of the M&Ms and the peanut butter.
Yeah, that
Oh, that
looks
looked really good.
Did you guys watch that?
Super yummy.
That looked really
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those are things I cannot keep in my house. But I do keep some sweets in my house. I have noticed too, I love peanut butter. And so I started buying the natural peanut butter from Costco instead, because like if I'm having a bad day, somehow the chocolate that I bought falls into the peanut butter that I bought. And I'm like, oh shit. And then next thing you know, I'm like
Just
800
happens.
calories in peanut butter and chocolate. It just, I'm like, oh, you slutty little chocolate, you
Whoops.
fell in there. And then I just eat it all, and
Spank it. Spank
it's
it.
so good. It just hits. So I started buying the natural peanut butter because I find that I can have a little bit of that, but it doesn't taste good when chocolate's dipped in it. It doesn't taste that great because it's natural. It's not like this highly processed peanut butter. So that's what works for me. I buy the natural peanut butter because it doesn't taste as good. I can't overeat it because it doesn't taste good. Where if I buy like the Jiffy peanut butter that's like got like the palm oil and the sugar in it,
It's
I'm
good.
gonna take a bit of that and I'm gonna keep eating it. So those are things that I cannot keep in my house. What about you guys? What about you, Mom? Well, I don't know,
Oh,
Mom, about you, but you
my
keep everything
pantry.
in your house.
I
Dakota,
think
what
it's
about you?
just because I've had so many kids through the years, and then my last daughter just left for college January, so I've always had crap in my pantry. I have everything still. I still do. I should probably go through it and get rid of all the junk, but it's like it's there. And so when I go in there, I don't really see it because it's always been there. So yeah, I have other things that
Literally, it's been
when
there since 2013.
no, no, I
We threw
have
some
gone
stuff
through
away
it
this
though and
weekend.
replenished it. I know you just, yeah. So we just have
It's
a lot of
been there
crap.
for a really long time.
Yeah,
There's a lot of crap in
I
that
know.
pantry.
Well, if
Oh.
I ever want a treat, I will go get a treat because I would rather go buy a treat like cocoa bean or, oh, geez, Mrs. Powell's cinnamon rolls or anything like that.
Yeah, those are
Oh,
good.
Oof.
this weekend I'm going to make you guys hungry, but we went to Vegas and we went to Def Leppard. We went to Def Leppard concert. And so after that, we went to Cheesecake Factory and I got cheesecake.
Oh
So
yeah.
the stuff in my
Ooh,
pantry
yummy.
doesn't really, I know it was so yummy, but I don't, that stuff doesn't really get to me because it's been there forever. I guess it's like it's always been there. So
Yeah.
yeah, I probably should go through it,
I
but
clean out my pantry a lot and really like frequently, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, I can't have Oreos in my house. I just cannot have Oreos. I will eat them all. So, but for you, Mom, I like that point. You said if you want something sweet, this is something I actually teach my clients as well. If I want something sweet, I always say to my clients too, I'm like, you can always like make it an event and like leave your house and go out and get it and eat it. Like if you really want, like for me, it's like if I really want like an outrageous bar or like a Reese's fast break, I can go to the gas station and buy that and eat it. Like it's fine. You know, if I really want like Oreos, I can go to like the gas station. I can buy like a fun pack of Oreos and eat that. But if it's a red food where you're like, I would say red food is like if every time you have a bad day and you find yourself like fist deep into that food, that's a red food. Stop buying it. Stop bringing it into the house. Like, Mom, if you well, I don't know how you do it, Mom. Honestly, you're the worst person to ask about this. I don't know. You just,
yeah,
yeah,
don't
maybe it's
talk
just
to me
because they've
about
been
this.
there for so long.
It's all been there, and I think it's
You just
just
keep
because it's
so
been
much
there so
sweets
long.
in
I
your
don't see it.
house.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, maybe
I
that's what
do.
it is.
I've just seen it there
I
forever.
also
So
can't keep baked goods in my house. So like if you like mom like with you like not like you ever do this because we don't live close by, but like baked goods, I can't keep baked goods in my house either because I it's
no,
probably because it
that's
reminds
hard.
me of you. Like, I'm like,
Yeah, it's
oh,
yummy.
so good. What about you, Coda? What do you not keep in your house?
Oh, honestly, I'm gonna play middle ground between the two of you because I actually keep a
Middle
lot in my
ground.
house. We have Oreos, we have Reese's, we have Snickers, we have chips, we have all the things. Okay, but I just have to make sure that they aren't in eyesight for me. So they're in my pantry, and then the ones that I will find myself turning to if like I have a bad day or something, those are the ones that I have to have hidden. So like we do have Oreos, but they're in the back of everything. I know that they're there, but they're not in sight when I open my pantry. Same thing with like the Reese's and stuff like that. I think that one thing that's hard for me to keep around is baked goods. I will say that. And so I know if like there's a baked good that I want to keep around and I know I'm not going to eat it soon, I'll actually stick it in my freezer and then I'll pull it out and, you know, eat it when I want it. And so that's what I do. But really there's no foods that I don't keep around. I just hide the foods that maybe I
Yeah.
might feel tempted towards when I open my pantry. But that's taken me time
Like
to be
out of
able to
sight,
do
out of
that.
mind kind of thing.
Yeah, that's taken me time though. Like it
Yeah.
didn't
It
it
does take
Yeah.
doesn't
time.
just
I feel
one day
like
I
for
just couldn't
me,
go ahead.
oh, sorry, Coda, keep going.
Oh, I was just gonna say like one day I couldn't just be like, oh, hide the Oreos. No, it had to be like a time thing, like where there was a while where I couldn't even have those around. But then with time now I can just hide them in the back of my pantry, not see them when I open my pantry, and it's just fine.
Mhm.
But that's taken time.
Yeah. That's taking time. I think for me, I've noticed like I've tried so many times like bring the Oreos back in. It's and for me it literally is the Oreos. I can keep a lot of other things in my house, but okay, Reese's, anything peanut butter and chocolate combo, in like large quantities. So like if I go to Costco and I buy like their big pack of Reese's cups and they're just like in a big package and they're not individually packaged, I will go overeat on those. I think for me, because I work from home, and so if I am having a day where I didn't get a lot of sleep, I'm really stressed out, and I have 20 minutes, I mean, I oops, I might end up in
That
my
makes
pantry
sense.
eating those things. So I've learned not to keep those in my house because I am home 95% of the day working. And then when Brecken comes home, so I've learned to just not keep those things in my house. So for mom, like it works, you can keep those things in your house and that's totally fine. Like it doesn't bother you. For Dakota, you're kind of in the middle ground. Like you can keep those in your house and they're fine. But you keep them out of sight, out of mind. For me, I have a hard line for myself. Because I know if I'm having a bad day, I will go eat all those Oreos because I've tried so many times. And it's not coming from a place of weakness. Sometimes it comes from a place of just being open and real with yourself about what you can and can't handle, right? Um,
Self-aware.
I mean,
We know
I've
the
been doing,
self-aware gal.
yeah, just self-awareness. Yeah, just self-awareness. So that's one thing that works for all of us. And you guys notice we're all related, right? Like we've all struggled with binge eating at one point. We've all struggled with like over dieting. But we all have different approaches to what works best for us as far as nutrition goes, as far as our strategy at home goes. So, like, you also have to find what works best for you. This is also where having a coach comes into play because your coach should be able to guide you through this too by talking to you and like working through these things with you.
Well, I
Okay,
also,
so let's talk about, well, oh, yeah,
well,
go mom.
I'm just gonna say, a lot of this comes from, for me, like I have a lot of food like in my pantry. I have a lot of sweets, but there was a time that
Mhm.
I would have to go on these rigid diets. Like there was one time I had to go on this autoimmune paleo diet, and I had to say goodbye to everything that was good, everything yummy, everything that I've ever loved. And so I've learned through the years, and what's helped me is I will never not have things in my pantry because that was probably one of the worst. Oh, it was awful. Like, so that was something that I learned, and I like having stuff in my pantry. I like having it there, just because I always like to have a sweet. I
Like an
mean, you guys
abundant, like
remember
it's an abundant mindset for you.
it is. I have to have it there, and like I don't. You guys remember my sweetened condensed milk days? I mean, I could go into my pantry
Yeah.
and I could get out sweetened condensed milk, and I would open it up. I would eat spoonfuls of it. I would put chocolate chips with it. I would put it over. I could make my own cinnamon roll, like with the bread and cinnamon and raisins.
You
And
guys,
I mean,
we
I would
have
do it.
legit food addiction, sugar addiction problems in our family.
So I think it was really important for me not to remove a lot of stuff and to keep it in there because it keeps my mind
Yeah.
like it's there. I don't have to have it. I see it every day. And so just like you guys, like you were saying,
But
Brooklyn, we do it all
that's the
It's
different.
an
shift in your mindset
option.
though. You
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
is
you
an
kind of
option.
told
I don't
yourself,
have
I
to.
can have it if I want, but I'm choosing not to eat it. And that's, I think for a lot of women,
Yeah,
they're kind of stuck in that middle. Like,
it
I know
is.
I have some
It's not,
clients, they struggle. It's either 100% or nothing at all. So like for you, that worked really well. That helped keep you in like an abundant place with your food.
well, one of the things that has helped me also is like you find things along the way that when you're on your journey, you find yummy foods that you like to make. Like this weekend, Dakota came over while Sierra was home and she made really good, yummy cookies. And she made them to where she can keep the macros all right, keep them a size that you can eat. And so you learn those things along the way. I mean, I learned how to make pancakes with peanut butter and like sugar free syrup. We do cream of rice with egg whites and we make it yummy. And so I just think you learn other things that your body likes and your body loves to eat and it feels good. So you're not always going for those yummy treats that you crave the sweet, but you curb it with these other things and then you can still have your treats, but you're also nourishing your body with these yummy foods that have a sweet tooth in them. Does that make sense? Like they feel that sweet craving. So
Yeah.
I think that was really important along the way and not denying myself of anything. I will never do that again. Like that was awful. So
Yeah.
yeah, I've just learned what works
Yeah.
for
An
me.
abundant mindset with food.
That's very true. A very abundant mindset. I can have whatever I want. So yeah, that
Yeah, I love that. So I think like, kind of summing up this ended up being just about food, which I think is good because that's where, let's be honest, that's where a lot of women struggle is their nutrition. When it comes to what you're trying to work towards, like as far as your goals go, I'd say like step number one is like make sure you're doing some type of like weekly grocery shopping. Make sure like when you're grocery shopping that you have like protein is your focus at the grocery store. Whether you're like my mom who loves the cottage cheese, loves the Greek yogurt, like you love those things, or you're like me and Dakota who were very like we like our whole meats. Like I love my chicken, I love my steak. It works best for me because I really love eating those foods and they feel so good when I eat them. And then number two, like make sure you find what works best for you as far as prep goes. I prep every what 3 4 days, like Sunday, Wednesday, Thursday, or whatever. Um, Dakota does that too, but she works a job where she has to go in for what 4 days a week for like what 10 hours, 12 hours at a time.
Kind
So
of,
you have to
yeah,
not
and
only
sometimes
do
I
that
get
food
stuck
prep
there.
and you get stuck there, so you have to bring backup
Yeah.
options. And so like you the night before you have to prep all your food to make sure it's good to go, even like your simple breakfast and things like that. But like it's just a matter of like you either take the time to do it or you take the time to go watch Netflix. You know what I do? I literally put Netflix on while I'm food prepping because
Hmm.
like I
great.
want to watch my show, but also like I need to get this food prep done because if I don't, I'm not hitting my goals. And then like number three is like being aware of like what's in your house and what is not in your house, right? Maybe you're like my mom who can keep all the food in the house and it doesn't bother you at all. Maybe you're like Dakota who can keep it out of sight, out of mind, and it's fine. Well, maybe like me, where there's certain foods you literally just can't keep in the house and you just need to remove them from your home for a while to see, okay, is this a food that I need to keep out? So I think like as far as nutrition goes, that should help. I think that those are good strategies. Okay, so, and at the end of the day, like what mom said, like it's not about the extremes either. Like all of us have chocolate probably every day, I would imagine, right? I know I do. Um, it's not about the extremes. Like you don't get to this like level of fitness and this like the look that we look like by being so rigid and strict. Impossible. Oh, and for women that do that, they're the ones that rebound and they don't look the same month by month and year by year. And what I'm saying is like they're losing the weight, gaining the weight, losing the weight, gaining the weight. If you want to lose the fat, keep it off, you've got to find ways to like incorporate, like mom said, like the yummy recipes and the yummy
Mhm.
foods and things.
ChatGPT is
Is
awesome.
there
If you
anything
say, I
else you
want to
guys
use
wanted to add?
Oh, sorry, I think I'm lagging. So ChatGPT is awesome. If you tell ChatGPT like, "Hey, keep my meal high protein, low carb, low fat," or something of that sort, and you say, "I want to incorporate using these whole foods. Help me make this and make it sweet." Like you kind of have to work ChatGPT into helping you, but ChatGPT will literally like it's so cool. It breaks down like these recipes and then you can kind of play with them from there. That's a lot of what I do. I eat a lot of whole foods, but then I play with my foods and I make them yummy. I don't eat plain chicken. Like, ew.
You guys.
No. I add barbecue sauce, I add rice, I add avocado, and then like I'll make these
Yeah.
treats with
Yeah.
protein powder, with oatmeal, with like my food's delicious and I actually people all the time are like, what are you eating? Because I make it
Yeah.
yummy and I make it fun.
That's part of it is like just making it work for you. And I like the chat GPT thing. I think that'll work for a lot of women too. If you're struggling like to hit your like macros and specific things, like, that's a tool you can use. And I really like that. And also like just having some staples. I was like, I had a client say to me, she was like, I really love this food, but I really should be switching things up because I don't want to get sick of it. Should I take it out? And I'm like, why? Like, why would you remove that if you like it? Just keep eating it. I eat the same breakfast every day for the like probably the last like 7 years because I like it and it
Mhm.
fills me up. So I like that. So use ChatGPT, find what works for you. And that's the thing, like it's so individualized when it comes to not just like from a macro standpoint, but from like a strategy standpoint. But I do think generally speaking, most women would benefit from doing some protein prep every 3 to 4 days.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that I would say like if you're gonna take anything away from this call, like I would say start doing that. And that's a game changer. Anytime I have clients start doing that, it's like their excuses go out the window because they've got protein in their fridge, you know.
I do have to say,
Anything else you guys wanted to add?
well, no, the
Mhm.
protein prep is great. I just remember the summer when you came home, we were going up to Yellowstone and you prepped steak and eggs, boiled eggs. And we took that up to Yellowstone. And were we both in prep? We were both in prep. But it's great because you can
Yeah.
actually, we could go to Yellowstone Park, spend the whole day in a car. Your husband and my husband could go eat food from the convenience store. And then we had our yummy steak, and it was really yummy. And it was all prepped and ready to go. Where we weren't hungry when they were going to eat
Mhm.
some yummy food, we'd look at it and we'd be like, well, we've got our yummy food here in the car. And we were kind of stuck in the car all day. But it's important to have those foods if you have certain goals. And like those are really good foods to have in your fridge, like
Yeah.
really good. I have options to cook
And you're
all
cooler.
day every day, and so but yeah, those are great for when you've got to go travel. I mean, and the eggs, the whole eggs are those are great to travel with too. I mean, you just learn these things along the way, and it makes it so much simpler life and traveling. It's so much simpler when you have those foods to travel with. So
Yeah.
just wanted to add that.
It's a game changer. Yeah, you just gotta, I think like also women are afraid, like what are other people gonna think if I bring my food with me? Who cares? Like if they're judging you and they're right there eating a McDonald's hamburger and you're choosing to eat like chicken out of your cooler and boiled eggs, why are they judging you? I feel like if anything, you should be judging them because that's just the messed up world we live in. I think a lot of women are really afraid of like, what do other people think about me? You just got to let it go. Like, you guys, I can't tell you the amount of time. I mean, I was literally in prep all year last year. We had a family reunion on the other side of the country with my husband's family. We had 2 weddings with my husband's family. I went and did, I mean, how many holidays like did we have with you guys? I had tons of friend things that we did. I always brought my food with me. After a while, people stopped saying things. But you know, if you have a goal, you've got to let go of other people's opinions and what they think of you because people are going to think something about you regardless. So you might as well just like do it anyways, right? So I think like too, you know, like mom said, we brought our steak and our eggs. That's a huge thing too, is like not like just letting your trip take you, if that makes sense. Like if you have a goal and you have a trip every weekend or an event every week, every night, it gets to a point where you do need to plan ahead a little bit more. You need to bring things with you. Like that was me last year. I was like trying to get my pro card and I swear it was like every weekend we had an event. And I finally was like, I just got to bring my food with me. I cannot let every single event derail me because if not, I'll never get there. So I guess like just like to like quickly in like 3 minutes, what has helped you guys get to a point where like you have events that come up with your food prep? What helped you? For me, it's my baggy meals, my protein and my carb that I bring with me anywhere I go. I never leave the house without food in my cooler that I prepped. That's it. That's how I do it. It's simple and it's easy. I don't have to stress about it because it's already prepped. What do you guys do?
Kind of same thing. Mine's
I do the same.
I actually will put all my protein that I've prepped, the steak, the chicken, I'll put them all in these big bags and then usually I'm in a place where I can like portion it out, but I have it like pre-cut up so that I can just throw it together. And then of course like sweet potatoes already like pre-prepped, rice, stuff that anyways, it's but mine I take in big bags. Brooklyn says that she pre-portions hers before she leaves. I don't have time for that. So I just make sure that it's pre-cut up and it's in a way that when I'm there that I can like portion it out. And that's what I do when I'm traveling on the go. And I have to do that majority of the time because when we leave places, we're gone and I've got to have food. So,
Yep.
Bless you.
Yep. I love that. So you still have like your food prep still comes into play. You just put it in big baggies instead of little baggies. That's great.
Yep.
You're still like planning ahead of time, right? You're still bringing food with you. What about you, Mom? What do you do?
Well, it depends on what my goals are. But I think it's important that you have food that you take with you. If I have like a big weekend trip planned, like I'm talking 2, 3 days plus, yeah, you've got to prep some food. I always take my oatmeal and protein powder with me. My body doesn't work without that in the morning. It just doesn't flow right. Yes, we're talking flow. Well, not girl flow, but other flow. So it's important that you have
Like poop.
your, right? It's, you got to go to the bathroom. So oatmeal helps with that. So, but if we're on a big trip, I do take food with me. I really do. And then I always allow for a couple play days if we're on a trip. Always. I've got to have my play days. And other than that, I'm really careful with my macros. Um I do track a lot of my stuff unless I'm on a trip that I'm like, okay, this is sectioned out. I'm not going to track here. But I do keep I I do pack some food with me. I think it's important to have days that you're on because your body feels good with those foods. My body can be pretty sensitive. My stomach can get really hurt if I'm not careful with what I eat. And so I'm careful on a lot of days on trips. And then there are days I allow myself extra food and I make sure I have fun with those. So that's how I do it.
Yeah. I like that. I think like at the end of the day, like if you are leaving the house, I always think it's a good idea to bring food with you. For women especially, our blood sugar can dip. And then we get to a place where like, I don't fucking care. Like I'm gonna eat whatever's in front of me. Literally all women get like that. Don't tell me that you don't get like that as a female. Because I've never had a client who hasn't been like, oh yeah, that totally happens to me. Because it does. Like our bodies are so sensitive to these blood sugar dips. And so it would be helpful if you just maybe had something with you, protein bar, string cheese, beef jerky, like cottage cheese, like your meats, like whatever it is. Like even I would say if I know I'm going to be leaving the house for even like an hour or two, I do bring food with me just in case, because I would rather like have control over my food than me being like, oh, I have no control, and then me being like, well, I guess I'll just eat a donut or there's McDonald's, just take that control back to the food prep and the planning ahead. So, no, this was a great podcast, guys. I think you guys all gave like really good insight of what works for you. Comment below if you're watching this, like what you're going to take away, like maybe what you can implement for yourself this week. And guys, if you're listening to this podcast, like please share, give us a good review. Please be nice with your reviews. We just do this to help those listening to us. To be honest, we do this for a lot of our clients that are listening. So shout out to the Fierce Queens, because we know that this helps them as well. And if, again, like if you're not a client, and you're interested in working with myself, Dakota, my mom, or Coach Amanda, who's usually on here, being a part of Fierce Queen family and, implementing some of these strategies and getting to that level, message us on Instagram, Facebook, or comment below here. Well, actually, don't comment below here because I probably won't see it. Anyways, anything else you guys wanted to add before we end the podcast today?
No, it's great.
No? Okay, awesome. All right, guys, thank you so much for hopping on today, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.
No, I think it's still recording. Brooklyn, I think it's still recording.